meeting to order, please. Call the roll.
Mrs. Cahoon?
Here.
Ms. Collins?
Here.
Dr. McFadden?
Here.
Mr. Monk?
Here.
Mr. Rickman?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Here.
A quorum has been established. Next on the agenda, Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda are citizens' comments. This is the portion of the meeting where you, the citizens of the Mount Clemens Community School District, can address the board with their questions, comments, or concerns. We ask that you stand, come to the microphone, state your name and address. Be mindful that you may not receive a particular response to your inquiries here this evening. Also, you have 3 minutes by which to make your inquiries. And last but not least, I ask that you address all questions, comments, concerns to the chair. The agenda is now open for citizens' comments. Second call, citizens' comments. Last call, citizens' comments. Hearing or seeing none, moving the agenda. Next on the agenda is agenda item 5, consent agenda. Under the consent agenda tonight, 5A, approval of minutes. 1, the January 10th, 2024 Committee of the Whole Workshop, January 3rd, 2024 Organizational Meeting, December 20th, 2023 regular meeting. B, approval of bills for payment. B1, December payments to vendors. Those are the items under the consent agenda. The chair would entertain a motion regarding the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Moved by member D. Walker to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there a second?
Support.
Second, member McFadden. Any questions, comments, concerns on the motion on the floor? Any questions, comments, concerns on the motion on the floor? Hearing and seeing none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mrs. Cahoon?
Yes.
Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Monk?
Yes.
Mr. Rickman?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6, Policy Committee. Item 6A, adoption, second reading and adoption of policy number 0122, Board Powers, policy 1420, School Administrator Evaluation, policy 3131, Staff reduction slash recall, policy 3142, Probationary Teachers, policy 3220, Professional Staff Evaluations. This is the second reading and adoption for these policies. Are there any questions, comments, concerns regarding the policies? These are mandatory state and federal policies.
I don't have any comments about these in particularly, but from now on, I would like to see the policy revisions when they are at the first reading or when they're brought to us, just because it's easier to see what's taken out and what's put in.
Understood.
Thanks.
And that will happen.
Yeah. Mr. President, as newly appointed policy chair, we'll definitely make sure that happens going forward. I agree with you just to see what's being taken out, what's been put in, so we can make sure everybody's on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll definitely make sure that happens.
All right.
Chair would entertain a motion regarding agenda item 6,
Mr. President, I move to approve the adoption of the policies effective 2024 policies. Item 6, policy, item 6.1, policy 0122, policy 1420, policy 3131, policy 3142, and policy 3220.
Support.
Moved by Member McFadden, second by Member D. Walker. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the motion on the floor? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Cahoon?
No.
Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Monk?
Yes.
Mr. Rickman?
Yes, motion carries. Item 7, curriculum, 7A, News ELA. News ELA. Mr. Superintendent.
Good evening. I'll turn it over to Assistant Superintendent David Lavender.
I'm not a doctor.
No.
For well over a decade, literacy achievement scores in Mount Clemens Community Schools have historically trended well below state and county averages. Newsella is a supplemental literacy program providing efficient differentiation opportunities for teachers to provide students with meaningful literacy activities that have been defined to support growth and achievement. This recommendation for approval to purchase a one-year subscription to Newsella is supported by research and our partnership agreement liaison from MDE and is funded by grant funds through the 21H grant. The Mount Clemens Community Schools Administration recommends that the Board of Education approve the purchase of a one-year Newsella subscription from January 2024 to January 2025 for the cost of $19,474 to provide this resource to all grades and subject areas, kindergarten through 12th grade. As noted, the funding for this subscription has been approved through the 21H grant approval process.
You've heard the recommendation. The chair would entertain a recommendation regarding agenda item 7A, Newsella.
I move to support the purchase of the one-year subscription of Newsella.
Moved by Member Walker to approve the one-year subscription to Newsella, second by Member Cahoon. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the motion on the floor? Yeah, just go to Mr. Lavender. I know we're approving a one-year subscription. If there are benchmarks that show that this program is doing, where our students are responding to it, is showing some positive growth, is there an opportunity to renew? And if it's renewed, do you know if there are other grants out there to do it, or if the 21H grant would be available?
We will be conducting a program evaluation on Newsella and its effect on student achievement. If it is deemed that it does have a positive impact, if 21H does not have funding in the future to approve this, we could look at other grants that support a purchase of this subscription. Could be Title I, could be 31A, or other grants. So we will definitely keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any additional questions, comments regarding the motion on the floor? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Cahoon?
Yes.
Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Monk?
Yes.
Mr. Rickman?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
The motion carries. Next on the agenda is, these are informational items. Item 8, Business Committee. 8A, Financial Reports. Are there any questions regarding the financial reports? Item 8B, contract listings. Are there questions regarding the contract listings? Hearing or seeing none, moving the agenda forward. Next on the agenda, item 9, superintendent's reports or comments.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for coming out in this cold, bitter weather. I know we normally have a huge audience that's not here tonight. I'm sure it's because of the weather. As you know, we didn't have school today, so our students didn't have school, but some of us still work. First off, we just wanted to start, this month was Board Appreciation Month, as we talked about at our workshop last week. We have some student presentations planned for you for tonight. However, we're going to postpone those for next month due to students not being in school today and staff. So we will recognize you. I thought it was important that our kids and our different levels did something to recognize you and our appreciation for you and your support of our district. So be looking forward to that at our next meeting. Just a few updates of things taking place. This past Monday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we hosted the 37th annual Dr. Martin Luther King March.
Isn't it the 3rd annual? We haven't been doing a march for 37 years.
Well, I think maybe they have. And
Oh, yeah.
it
gotcha.
was our 3rd time hosting it. Yeah. In conjunction with the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice, you all have met Carol before, and she headed that up. We had the privilege of hosting that. That march was attended by several community members, dignitarians, and representatives from the community, different school districts, superintendents from the MISD, and so on. City, I think one of our commissioners were here, and it was a really nice event. We marched from here to, is it Grace Episcopal Church right here on the corner. We had some students there. There was several celebrations going on that day, so it was like a divide and conquer. There was another breakfast hosted by the Ministerial Alliance that took place at another location. And so we just wanted to just show our appreciation for being able to host that opportunity and look forward to it next year and growing it. And so thank you to that Interfaith Center for Racial Justice for choosing Mount Clemens Community Schools as the site. District updates, we talk about testing and benchmark data. So we're in the midst of our NWA second session of assessment. So those are happening as we speak. First round of teacher observations have taken place already, so we're excited about seeing opportunities for growth and acknowledging some of the strengths that our teachers bring to our students every day. A few building level updates. Secondary campus, middle school spelling bee will be held on Friday in a small auditorium during 6 hour. The winners will compete at the district level at the MISD this spring. We're also very proud of 2 of our high school students who swept the Macomb County Ministerial Alliance MLK Junior Essay Contest. And I will acknowledge those students. In first place, Quincy Harris. Second place was Camilla Farrell. Third place was Latoya Johnson Baker. And honorable mention was Destiny Horton. So shout out to those students and those students' teachers that helped them prepare for taking home those awards and acknowledgments. So very proud of our kids as always, and look forward to all the great things that they have coming. Another celebration that we have, our HVAC program, which you all know Mr. Ireland heads up, has been chosen to represent the Macomb CTE in Lansing at the Capitol showcase in April. The Bather Buck store is open and running. It is managed by our middle and high school student council members, and that's always exciting for our kids and encouraging for our students. Middle school basketball begins on January 27th. As we talked about before, our students will be participating in the PAL League, and there's about, the list that I saw showed about 30, 40 schools throughout the Southeast Michigan participating. So we're excited for our middle school kids to have an opportunity to compete. Our boys varsity basketball team's record is 6-4, 5-0 in the league. Our girls varsity basketball team is 6-4, 5-2 in the league, and our boys JV team is 2-4 in the league. So, shout out to all of those student athletes and coaches that are pushing our kids every day to compete, and we're proud of their success thus far. And again, success is not just determined by a record or a game. It's determined by what we want to be athletically. Is a program that is developing student athletes and character-driven individuals. So shout out to all those coaches that are leading the way for our young students, our young adults. Updates at our Seminole. Upcoming Parent Involvement Committee meeting is on the 26th from 8:45 to 9:15 in the LGI room. This is for the entire Seminole campus, including ECSC and GSRP. Mount Clemens Public Library is continuing their biweekly story time and literacy groups, also including the GSRP and ECSC. After-school tutoring is continuing Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 5:30 for grades 1 through 5, with meals and transportation included. And session 3 will begin February 12th. Bikes for Books program currently running now until May 1st, and we're excited about that opportunity for our students. And last but not least, the Discovery Center is scheduled to come to Seminole over the next few weeks for presentations, such as Touch a Truck, Consumers Energy, Comerica Bank. So just a few updates and some things that are happening within the district that we're excited about, and looking forward to the continued success. And again, I want to acknowledge all the staff members and the adults that are creating and facilitating these opportunities for our young people. And as I always quote Maya Angelou, children seldom become what they seldom see. So we believe in continuing to expose them to as many opportunities as possible. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Before we begin the board comments, I would like to excuse me, add that I'm asking Member Monk to chair the policy committee, and on that committee will be, along with Member Monk, will be Member Cahoon and Member D. Walker. The business and finance, Member Collins will chair that committee. Along with Member Collins on that committee will be Member Monk and Member Cahoon. The curriculum personnel, the chair would be Dr. McFadden. Also on that committee will be Member D. Walker and Member J. Walker. And the athletic extracurricular activity committee, I'm asking Dr. McFadden to chair that, and Member Collins and myself are the other two members on that committee. So I'd like to put that on the record, please. Excuse me. Which brings us to agenda item 10, board comments. Tonight I will start with Member Monk.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I want to say just welcome back to all of our my fellow board members, students and staff of the district and their families. Hope everybody had a great holiday season. I just want to encourage to, especially for our students and also our parents, just to stay focused. Typically, this is, I know the superintendent brought up the NLA and all our testing that's coming up. So we definitely want to make sure that, you know, kids are ready to go, taking tests, but also just doing their absolute best inside the classrooms. I want to say good luck to the participants in the spelling bee. That sounds like an awesome opportunity. And also congratulations to the essay winners, to all those students. Winter is among us. It's not being warm out there. I don't think the degrees is going to get above 15 degrees anytime soon. So parents, make sure your kids are just dressed warm at the bus stops, even if they're riding the bus, especially if they're walking to school. And then we just want to make sure that, you know, check on your loved ones, check on your neighbors. You know, you just check on them. You know, just don't hurt to go over and say, hey, how you doing? Everything's okay. And we just want to make sure that everybody is warm, healthy, and ready to go forward to this 2024 year. And Mr. President, those are my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Monk. Member Cahoon.
Not much to say. I mean, you're doing an amazing job. Your faculty and your staff are doing an amazing job. The hard work is paying off, and it's, you know, you're reaping the rewards from it, from all the amazing things that the kids are doing. So from the essay winners to the spelling bee, the HVAC program, just everything is kind of now coming together. So it's great to see. And the tutoring, I absolutely love that piece because it's very much needed. And then, you know me, I like to just keep showcasing what Mount Clemens is doing. And so if you can, I've seen a lot of the athletics, if we can really kind of show that elementary and the high school academic part, that would be amazing. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Member Cahoon. Member D. Walker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I agree, Sheila, on highlighting the academic piece as well as the athletic piece. Big congrats to Bishop Thomas on the most steals in a game with 12 against Detroit Leadership Academy, as well as now also Marquise Cribbs with 20 assists, as confirmed, against Henry Ford. Also congrats to our girls on their last win against Summit Academy. And I also attended on Monday, the MLK breakfast event with the Macomb County Ministerial Alliance, where all politicians and dignitaries from the city were showcased. And also congrats to those students on their MLK Scholarship Awards. It's great that I was able to be there and see that our students swept the competition, to be quite frank. Also, it was great being at the ICRJ Walk for Unity event, 3rd annual, hosted at Mount Clemens as well, and being able to come together with the community from all walks of life in that cold walk, I might say. It was also great hearing about the tutoring and the HVAC. Also looking forward to the continued work on the strategic planning, as we had a introduction session last week. It went well, bring out the community and our various staff members in starting this process. And also, just a bit of information, on January 27th, our state rep, Denise Menser, along with State Senator Veronica Kleinfeld, are having a coffee conversation at 2 p.m. at the Clan McComb Library off of Romeo Plank. If anyone would like any questions or concerns, you can meet both of them there. Also on January 27th, our City Commissioner, Spencer Calhoun, with special guest County Commissioner Antoinette Walls, we have also a coffee hour at 5 p.m. at Black Cat Coffee. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Member Walker. Member J. Walker.
Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday with family and friends. Everybody said pretty much all the good things that are going on, and it's great to see. I love the MLK March. Nice to see the Bather Buck store back. I'm sure the kids love that. And all the great things that are happening in our district. Thank you to Mr. Roper. You're doing a great job, an absolutely wonderful job, and it shows.
We are.
We are. That's right. And lucky kids, lucky families to be here, and we love having you here. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Member Walker. Member Collins.
Everybody has pretty much said the same. I intended to congratulate our basketball players, but to change it up, I want to congratulate Kim Traylor on the incredible job she's doing with our basketball program. She has really made this program a great success this year. I also am very excited for Larry Ireland and the HVAC program to go to Lansing. We're also very, very lucky to have someone teaching with so much passion and excitement, and he's really building this program through that, and it makes me very happy to see it continue to grow. Other than that, that's my comments.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Member McFadden.
Yes, sir. First of all, Happy New Year's. Welcome back, everybody. Good seeing y'all. Good to see people around the table that's healthy and strong and ready to go. Our coaches, absolutely. I want to say thank you to our staff, Ms. Roper, thank you, and also our athletic coordinator and also our administrative staff. The team is always a team concept, so I want to say thank you for that. I don't have much to say tonight, just a lot of big thanks and happiness and welcomeness. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Member McFadden. When you go last, you sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna beat the horse again. Congratulations to our students, the winners for the MLK essay competition. As Member Walker stated, we swept the awards, and that's just a tribute to what we do here in the Mount Clemens Community School District at all levels. Our students are prepared and they are successful when they compete with each other and with other students from across the county. Kudos to Mr. Larry Ireland, who's over our HVAC program. As Superintendent Roper mentioned, that he's been selected to put on some kind of workshop or something in Lansing in April. And again, that shows the caliber of staff that we have here in the community, in the school district, that he's exemplified his abilities and has been asked to step up to do presentations at the state level. I just hope with all this exposure he's going to get, we can keep him here because he's a valued member of the staff, not only with the HVAC program, but all the other activities and things that he brings and provides to our staff and students here in the school district. Once again, I'd like to recognize some student athletes. I mentioned Mr. Bishop Thomas. He broke the steals record. He's also on the honor roll. And Mr. Marquise Cribbs, he broke the assist record. He's also on the honor roll, and that exemplifies that they are taking serious the student part of athlete first, and that we promote the student part much higher and with much vigor here from this board table than we do the athlete part first. Our district is probably one of the most stringent districts in the state when it comes down to eligibility for participation. That's what we're always talking about from this board table for students to keep their grades up, to stay eligible, or to be eligible to compete in extracurricular activities here in the Mount Clemens Community School District, because our standards are much more stringent than the Michigan High School Athletic Association's standards for being eligible. So we're proud of these young men, and if we hear other students, athletes that do things, that we will recognize them here at this board table. Also, we will be recognizing our honor roll students sometime in the near future. I would like to piggyback on what Member Walker talked about, the strategic planning process. We're engaging in a strategic planning process. We are inviting stakeholders to come out, to be engaged, to be involved. We need and request your feedback and input in this process. It is a process. The board does not have a plan sitting on a shelf somewhere that we just do these public workshops and public forums just as a showcase, and we got a plan already sitting on the shelf somewhere. We take your feedback and input seriously. We take all the information that you provide during these various forums, and when we boil it all down, some of your ideas may not be necessarily involved in it, but you had a voice, but your input and feedback is necessary, needed, and important, because again, I can't say it enough that there is no plan on the shelf that the superintendent is going to roll out to the board. The plan, each one of these sessions, their footsteps to developing that process to come up with a final plan. So go to the website, contact the superintendent's office to see, find out when those forums are being held and when and how you can become involved. We have surveys online. So we need and like the input and feedback from all stakeholders in the school district to help us develop the plan, because the plan is in the planning process. Those are my comments. Yes, you want to say something? Go ahead, Tom.
I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, I've been so focused on all of the things that the buildings are doing and the kids are doing, but you all reminded me. I just want to thank everyone that came out. We had over 60 participants to show and volunteer their time in the first steps of our strategic planning process. So all those community members and stakeholders that came, we thank you. We can't do it without you, and we appreciate you, and we look forward to the continued input and support of who we're going to become as a district. So I had to say that. Also, I want to give a special shout out to one of our bus drivers from Divergent. I had the Monday, some of our schools in our community, but not traditional public schools, closed in Macomb County, Wayne County, Oakland County. And I was caught in between trying to make a decision. Most of Chippewa Valley, our surrounding public school districts, did not close. We try to make those decisions collectively as a county. However, I want to get a better understanding of what it's like for our kids, at our bus stops and our routes. And so I had the privilege of Monday morning, I met at Divergence Transportation at 6 o'clock, jumped on the bus with one of our bus drivers, Mr. Darnell. If you're out there watching this or you watch this, shout out to you. He's been a bus driver for our route with Divergent for 12 years. And I had the privilege of riding with him for all of our pickups, secondary and elementary. And it was just a great experience to have a bus driver that knows every one of those kids by name. Was impressive. And I shared that with his leadership as well. And it gave me some insight too on our kids at the bus stops and what that was like. So I just didn't want to leave those two things out, and I appreciate everybody's input and the support.
And lastly, Superintendent Roper mentioned that some other school districts may not have closed their schools. We don't take this lightly. We're looking at the safety of all of our students because of the wind chill factors we have. The reporting is saying 10 minutes you can get frostbite for any exposed skin. Standing out on a bus, at a bus station, on the corner or wherever for the bus route, or walking to school. So we don't take closing school lightly because we know students should be in school, but we take safety first for all of our students. Start charging.
Definitely
like
be
this.
remiss. I know they missed the public comment, but Marquise, our student athlete that broke the assist record the other night, is here. So if we can acknowledge him, his family, I believe his family's with him. Stand up. Marquise, stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Marquise, come and say a few things real quick. Well, let me tell you about Marquise. So I had the pleasure of, Marquise and I engaged a few times here and there throughout the day in the building, in the hallways. My first opportunity to be interviewed on our podcast, Marquise, it was his first shot doing the podcast that we do here and producing it. And he was the lead interviewer, and he interviewed me with another student. I can't remember his name, Marquise, but you remember his name? With Rayon. And I'll tell you, Marquise is a very, and I know his parents probably would say not at home, but in this building, you guys are doing a great job. He is very character driven. He's in his own lane. He's quiet. He wasn't comfortable. He doesn't like to talk. He don't like the public piece and the attention. And then the podcast, he was getting out of his comfort zone, and we had a great time with it. So he did a great job. So I'm not surprised that a student athlete that he is, but congratulations on your accomplishment, you and Bishop. And go ahead, take it away.
Appreciate it.
the school.
Keep up the good work.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Those are my comments. No final comments from the superintendent.
Pizza's ready.
Chair. Agenda item 11.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
Moved by Dr. McFadden, second by Member D. Walker to adjourn. Call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Cahoon?
Yes.
Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Monk?
Yes.
Mr. Rickman?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Motion carries. Meeting adjourned at 7:07 PM. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out and braving this weather.